Destiny recently celebrated its 6th anniversary. Yes, I'm not joking, Destiny released 6 years ago. Time really does fly. In today's video, I plan to reflect on the past, talk about how I got into Destiny initially, look at some hot takes and opinion pieces from over the years, and of course, end it with some nice montage moments and hilarious clips from all 6 years. The first thing I want to talk about is how I got into Destiny in the first place. Way back in the day, I played a game called Halo, made by a studio named Bungie. You might have heard of them. Anyhow, what made Halo special was that it was a console, first-person shooter that touted a phenomenal story and captivating arena first-person shooter PvP. So this meant that it was always a fair start, you work for power weapons around the map, and you play the objective. At the time, I thought this was just the standard for a PvP game, but I was wrong, seeing that it's 2020 and I'm still hoping for a game to capture the same magic as Halo did in PvP. But PvP wasn't all I was playing at the time. Alongside Halo, I played another game called Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2. This was originally on the Dreamcast, but I played it most on the GameCube. Now, when I describe this game, you're gonna be like, wait a second, that sounds very familiar. Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 was an action RPG MMO. It was seriously online back in the GameCube that's set in a futuristic space world where you are a warrior with magical powers who can also use guns and swords. Does that not sound familiar? But it gets even better. Your goal is to go from planet to planet and kill monsters to collect loot and then defeat celestial gods with said loot. What an original concept. So now let's fast forward to 2013, 1 year before Destiny released. We started seeing some snippets of promotional material for Destiny, and it seemed as though it was a game where it's a first-person shooter Halo style with Phantasy Star Online setting and systems. To me, that just described a perfect game. So it's no surprise at how hard I fell in love with Destiny, especially when, as fate would have it, I suffered a sports-related injury on my senior year of high school, so I was pretty much left with nothing better to do than to play video games and learn to content create as a hobby. I am so glad I picked up and became obsessed with Destiny. It has led me to meet so many wonderful people. It was a creative outlet that eventually became a career, which is astounding for me because when I was younger, I would watch these YouTube content creators also go through a similar kind of journey in a game called RuneScape.
What's going on, guys? Bo,
Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? I wanted to make a quick video letting you guys know that I was blessed with an amazing opportunity thanks to Jagex. On the 4th of July, I got an email from Jagex saying, hey, we would like to fly you out to the UK and visit the Jagex HQ, visit the RuneFest site, take you around London, and we wanted you to help us get some feedback on some new things we're working on for RuneScape 3.
So needless to say, I was kind of blown away when it happened to me directly. These content creators that I was initially inspired by, I am doing the same thing. I am talking to an audience today because of that. So that's a little glimpse into my history of how I got into Destiny and content creation. So now moving on with the video, let's talk a little bit about the history of Destiny since release to where we are now in 2020. I'm going to keep it real brief because I do feel that the rest of this video does it justice. It covers topics such as the turbulent, ever-changing state of PvP, game identity, PvE difficulty, power fantasy, RNG systems, and so on. It irks me that when I talk about any of this in my modern videos, there's always a comment that just doesn't know that I've already talked about these things in the past. They'll say something like, nobody cared about this in Destiny 1, even though I have a video with hundreds of thousands of views that talk about the system, critique the system, and even predict future flaws of the system that we still deal with to this day. So now when we look back at some of these videos with a 2020 lens, you might agree that I had some pretty fair points instead of the, at the time, salty knee-jerk reaction. So real quick, back on track, here's my history with Destiny. It initially launched as a mysterious PvE and a Wild West unbalanced mess of PvP. Now for the PvE encounters, I always tried to do things that were very difficult in hopes that it would make me get a good reward. But it turns out just doing the activity was a random slot machine pool, so as soon as I realized this, I really didn't care too much about PvE because the challenge really wasn't there. Now PvP, on the other hand, Like I said, unbalanced mess. For perspective, The Last Word, a 225 RPM exotic hand cannon, was supposed to kill in 2 shots from the hip, but sometimes while aiming down sights, it would still 2-tap for 111 damage. This meant that gunfights were seemingly random. To make matters worse, special weapons were out of control. These were one-hit kill weapons. The sniper rifle, for example, had a perk called Final Round, where the final round of the magazine did extra damage. But to make matters worse, there was a truncation error where the first and second round of the magazine had a chance, again randomness, to kill in 1 shot to the body. But to make matters even worse than that, there was a perk called Armor Piercing where your sniper rifle could shoot through the entire map. But of course you would think they would run out of special ammo eventually, but that's not the case because there were special ammo crates that drop 15 plus, sometimes 20 bullets to a special weapon, to which you then just dump ammo through the map and try to fish out a free body shot kill. I couldn't really take PvE too seriously, and I couldn't really take PvP too seriously. I tried to scrim under organized settings, but the community at the time just wasn't really seeing eye to eye. Like for instance, they wanted to keep The Last Word around when I said no, that gun's stupid, that gun's RNG. Over time, Bungie tweaked the game to have more fair PvP elements. A popular cry at the time was, use a primary. I'm sure Bungie heard this piece of feedback for years. As it turns out, in the Destiny 2 beta, we got to do exactly that. We got to use a primary. You know why? Because special weapons didn't exist. Crazy enough, Destiny 2's initial PvP felt a lot like Halo, and a lot of the reasons that I was captivated by Halo PvP, I was starting to feel for Destiny PvP. I was seriously on board for the first time really ever. I gave it my absolute hardest attempt to try to play PvP competitively and gave feedback accordingly. Over the next year, it turns out that people really didn't want to get into primary gunfights if it also meant that they had to use a primary because they ended up getting outgunned. Hearing the community outcry at the time was very disheartening for me because I really appealed to this identity of Destiny. However, that wasn't the case for the majority of the community because the game clearly changed. This was a critical turning point to Destiny, the first time we've truly went full circle and reverted back to a previous system. The unfortunate reality of this is that at some point a new player picked up Destiny and they might have vibed with a certain identity that the game later shifted away from. So the initial reason that they played, the initial reason that they liked it, maybe their favorite version of the game, does not exist anymore. And to add on to that, in 2020 Bungie announced the Destiny Content Vault where pieces of content, whole planets, are being shuffled away in lieu of new content. And we don't know if this new content is going to be necessarily better. We don't know if it's going to hold the same values as the previous goals of the last content. So this has led me to have a very interesting relationship with Destiny as a content creator. At any given point, I don't really know if I like or dislike the game because of how turbulent it is. I have to try it out first. But there's a bit of a problem with barrier to entry. I initially wanted to go through this new version of Destiny kind of casually, treating each new piece of content like a Netflix series episode. But to access that episode, I have to level up my power level in-game, which requires me to do the same activity. Not the same type of activity, the exact same activity that I have done for years before. I think it's a bit unfair for me to be hypercritical about this facet because Bungie knows. They know that the game needs a systems overhaul and to choose an identity so that the player can latch on to something and fully invest in the game. I bring up this history and talk about modern perspective so that you can understand this game has been a wild ride. At some points, it has deserved a top 3 spot in my most favorite games of all time. And I'm not joking. I wholeheartedly think it is worth having a ticket for this roller coaster. There's a popular Halo meme that says, at some point, you and your friends played Halo 3 together for the last time, and none of you knew it. I resonate with that so much in regards to Destiny. At some point, me and my friends were playing the best version of Destiny, and we didn't know it. But now that we know how turbulent Destiny is, when Destiny is feeling good, I'm gonna play the hell out of it. I'm gonna keep encouraging Bungie to make more of the things that I like. And for the things I dislike, sure, I'll make a video, I'll critique it, But ultimately, I'm gonna vote with my feet and play games I genuinely enjoy. It's funny that when Destiny's in its lowest state, I always go back to the games that got me into it in the first place. I didn't think in 2020 I'd still be playing Phantasy Star, and I'd still be playing Halo, and I'd still be enjoying them just as much as I did when I first picked them up. While those games have strong staying power in my gaming rotation, Destiny is like a box of chocolates. You never know when you're gonna match a cheater. Okay, I just had to force that joke in there. Please, anti-cheat. Now with all that off my chest, please enjoy the rest of the video. This one's gonna go take a trip in the time machine to points in Destiny where I was voicing some criticisms, having some hot takes, some opinions that have shaped me into the content creator, the Destiny player in front of you. Hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the highlights. Man, I've made some good memories in this game. I hope you have too.
That's all of them. He's on it now. He just barricaded. He just barricaded the door.
Barricaded up the front door.
He's got it. He's got it.
Throw a nade inside if you have one.
Yeah, I can. I was gonna say, like, you should go up in High Street by that point. Oh my god! Oh, he's just havoc. I was saying down. You're 75% staying with us. Look left.
Going in towards Rock.
I got another one. I'm absolutely. I'm alive. Get the plant nerf. Get the plant nerf.
We can't let him get a res.
Oh yeah, he won't. We got this. Good shit.
He's about to fall on you.
Top of mid.
Got it. Good call.
On me. Another one.
Got it. I got this. Don't worry. I think I got him. Oh, there. My shot. Next one. Call it me. Next one.
Nice.
Defuse. Here's my go. Oh, there it is.
Oh, they're gonna get it.
They got the defuse? Are they standing on it?
Wait, no. Now.
Yes!
Powerful finish.
That was sick.
For the
That's what you
win!
were meaning.
For the
That was
win!
sick. That was sick. I didn't know what you meant, but then I was like...
Destiny 2 has an identity crisis. At first glance, the game appears to be a first-person shooter, but it's also an RPG, an MMO, and a looter shooter. The game is further subdivided into player versus player and player versus environment encounters. Destiny is out of their control. Cammy, if you're so smart, why don't you fix the game? Okay, I'll give it a stab, I suppose. So here's my proposed solution. Separate PvP and PvE balancing. They haven't seemed to even got it close to right in the last 4 years, so I just don't think it's gonna happen. Next, I would say implement trading. Bring back RNG roles. The reason that I say this is, although I'm personally against RNG roles, the vast majority of the player base seems to enjoy them, and without a vast majority of the player base, we don't have a Destiny to play in the first place. So, the compromise system might be to let endgame activities reward a player with working around the RNG. Create fixed weapons only for ranked PvP. Finally, you would create an actual endgame where time invested is equivalent to rewards. add leaderboards, add difficulty options. Warning, this video contains opinions. Destiny 2 Year 1 was obviously trying to drive towards a more competitive Destiny. It failed, but that doesn't mean I wasn't in love with the idea of what a competitive Destiny 2 could be. I liked the high TTK of Destiny 2 Year 1. With a longer time to kill, I felt like it gave more opportunities for good aim to shine, good movement, and good decision making to shine because the gunfight was longer. The negative, of course, is that people can run away. But running away doesn't really help when there's an objective to be captured. Hence why I really enjoyed No Radar Competitive. I understand that emoting was lame. And that with the additions of shotguns now, there isn't really a place for lack of radar. However, I can't lie and say that I didn't like the lack of radar because I felt that it promoted game sense and a bunch of other extra skills on top of what was already necessary. Unpopular opinion, but it is an opinion. It's an opinion. Warning, this video contains opinions. I like that snipers get flinched because I feel very competent with one and I don't find myself being the best player of all time. So if I can do it, I expect other people can do it, and specifically what I'm talking about is either double bodying somebody before a hand cannon can kill you, or just aiming for the head. If flinch wasn't there, I see no reason that I wouldn't be running a snipe 110% of the time.
If flinch wasn't there, I see no reason that I wouldn't be running a snipe 110% of the time.
So there's been a recent resurgence of videos on the topic of the Stormcaller third-person glitch. I think it's by like Rifle and Willis and a couple others, but I won't get into that. It brings up a great topic for discussion. Should third-person mechanics be allowed in Destiny 2? Because they certainly are in Destiny 1. Like use of the sword hilt. You're about to see it on the screen right now. Look at this. I'm third person with the hilt. I can see them, they can't see me, and I get a sticky nade. I don't even think it's an argument at this point that third person is superior to first person in almost every aspect besides maybe landing precision hits. But if you account skill into it, as in like you're only playing high skill players, most of them will prefer third person because it gives you a wider field of view and you can see around corners, which means it really rewards defensive play. Now this being said, I don't like third person.
Really rewards defensive play. Now this being said, I don't like third person.
In the year 20XX, people will complain about weapons used in Trials of Osiris so much in fact that they'll be nerfed into the ground and rendered unusable. The good players will then resort to using sword hilts to fight their battles, and the winner will be determined by host priority. But yeah, it's inevitable that there is going to be some sort of improvements in Destiny 2 Crucible. One question on my mind is third-person camera going to be a thing in Destiny 2 Crucible? Because like I just explained, if you are really, really good at abusing third-person mechanics, the game is really slow. And as we know with the current special ammo system, the game is really slow. So to speed it up and force people to peek or to at least be intelligent about using their radar, maybe third person has to go altogether. Now, I realize I did sound condescending and asinine in that last video. I should have thought of a more graceful way to say it, but I still stand by that PvE needs a difficulty option. Option, as in you can choose to make it more difficult. For today's topic, I wanted to talk about the state of PvE in Destiny and what we can look forward to in regards to Destiny 2. Now, there's definitely a reason that you don't see much PvE content on my channel, and that's because, frankly, I'll just go out and say it, it's not really challenging. From a business standpoint of Activision Bungie, it doesn't make much sense to give guaranteed rewards if the slot machine mechanic keeps players coming back day after day after day. But to that I say, what about player satisfaction? This is coming from the person who would play the same RuneScape or Phantasy Star boss over and over again because the rewards were worth it. The difficulty scaled. Now, some of you might be having PTSD flashbacks of Halo 2. Bungie needs to make games difficult again. Why is this a good thing? Because it gives you something to strive for. some reason to play the game again and feel engaged and challenged. Otherwise, you just go to PvP. And I'll let you in on a secret. If PvP is the only option in a game and the PvP has so many flaws, then the flaws are going to be more apparent because that's where you're spending 99% of your time. In all seriousness, if Destiny had difficult PvE, I wouldn't complain about PvP as much because there would seem like options to do for a challenge, but there just isn't. It's PvP or nothing. It's nerf or nothing. It's the Bungie slogan now. Oh, Cammy, enough with the RuneScape. No, listen. RuneScape was perfect for self-imposed challenges that gave you a sick reward. Trust me when I say that the hardcore MMO player is definitely a market worth tapping into. There are a lot of them out there. Why do you think the genre is still doing great? I think Destiny does have the power to compete with the big MMOs. We just have to make it challenging, make it rewarding, and most of all, make it fun. And no, Patrick, just because you can appease the hardcore audience doesn't mean that you get rid of the casual audience. You can have both. It's called scaling.
You can have both. It's called scaling.
As Destiny 2 progressed, the public perception went from, I want a game with skill, I want a primary, I want you to use a primary Cammy, to, I want special weapons back. I want more power ammo. I want mayhem. I want to be able to spam abilities again, just like in Destiny 1. I'm sure there's a developer at Bungie who is frustrated as hell, probably quit the company because he worked his entire Destiny 1 career making the game more skillful, and then public perception flips and suddenly he has to revert all his changes back to square one. Yeah, that's probably why there's a lot of job openings at Bungie now. Go apply. So let's tie this back into the theme of the whole video. We've almost gone full circle. Check out this tweet by Christopher Barrett. Destiny 2 needs more weapons that matter, both in power and the hunt to acquire them. Exotics need to live up to their name. The most skillful or visceral weapons, like snipers, shotguns, and fusion rifles, need to return to glory. We're on it. Now this tweet could mean a couple things. The first thing I think of is that they could make an analog to the Fighting Lion that exists a sniper, shotgun, and fusion rifle in the energy slot that is indeed a sniper, shotgun, and fusion, but less powerful than the power ammo variants. Or this could be implying that rocket launchers and grenade launchers and swords are used in too far abundance, so they're either nerfing the rockets, grenades, and swords, or buffing the snipers, fusions, and shotguns to be even more powerful. Or this could mean that we're doing a full circle reduction back to the Destiny 1 system of primary, special weapon, which includes sniper, shotgun, and fusion, and power weapon, which includes grenade launcher, sword, machine gun, and rocket. We can't be 100% sure if this only extends to PvE or PvP as well. We can't also be sure that this is all of PvP or maybe just a specific game mode. If it reverts back to the Destiny 1 system, in my opinion, it is going to completely destroy the balance of Destiny 2. Because if you have access all the time to instant one-hit kill weapons, what is the point of using a primary?
Because if you have access all the time to instant one-hit kill weapons, what is the point of using a primary?
I lost. I did. I've totally lost the ability to have any sort of impact on this game with videos, and I pissed off a lot of subscribers in the process, so this sucks. I'm just going to take the L on this one. I will, however, be grateful for the fact that I got to enjoy this iteration of Destiny while it lasted. I'm sure not everybody agrees on which iteration of Destiny is their favorite. Maybe they like year 1, month 1. Maybe they liked year 1.5. Maybe they like year 2, year 3. Maybe they like Destiny 2 beta. Maybe they like Destiny 2 in its current state. No one's going to wholeheartedly agree the same. Regardless, that tweet by Christopher Barrett has pretty much put the nail in the coffin for the version of Destiny 2 that I enjoy. It's pretty much substantiated my decision to move on to other games and other kinds of content. Not to say that I won't thrive in any iteration or meta of Destiny and Destiny 2, but still, I feel like my time and effort is just made fun of by the community and by Bungie's balancing attempts. It's been a good couple years. But I do gotta say, Bungie was totally right about one thing and one thing only when we're talking about Destiny. And that is the friend game. I have made lifelong friends from this game. As shitty as certain iterations of it was, or as shitty as certain iterations are going to be, I have made lifelong friends, and I don't regret a single second of that. I'll see you guys in the comment section. Hey, hold up. Enough about the power fantasies, because Telesto is about to be my power fantasy.
Yes,
Alright,
yes. The besto. Yeah, that shit's actually so
Oh, there it is.
Hey, he got it.
It's my power fantasy.
Dude, I hope you feel powerful with that.
What?
You serious?
Standing.
Help Cam!
Hands all 3 zones!
Let's fucking go!
Grab me, grab me.
I'm capping B, someone cap C!
fucking force, what the fuck are we doing?
Power up!
Building on a C,
got
building on
one.
a C.
They got a spectral.
Yo, let's go!
Bring the dawn into dark. Bring it to dark. Bring it to dark. Bring it to dark.
Nope, he got me.
Bring
He's
it to
coming
dark.
He's coming to dark now.
I bet I can actually hit somebody with a dunked grenade. Like this. Now I get in a fight. Oh no! Here it is.
Count it down. Let's go.
Where's the fort?
Use your quick bang. That lightweight bonus. Bounce off the slope.
I'm shooting right, shooting right. In the back, near guys.
Don't give up! Make it count! Outstanding, Marines! Out-fucking-standing!
Oh, you get a title. This little purple thing that goes under your name that's called Unbroken. Except my free-to-play account could not equip it. I got him. He's dead.
Yellow.
I got him. Let's go.
yeah.
Everyone push. Let's go. Cappy, let's go quickly.
B.
Let's go.
Brad King is a motherfucking ass down.
Yeah, let's go.
Keep pushing, let's go. Yeah, push fucking B down, B.
Two on bridge, three on bridge.
Jesus Christ!
Drew, you are not gonna believe it.
Gotta jump before meleeing? Alright. Do that then. What happened?
I think we have to leave the game.
It's on A. Went around that spawn.
And for those of you at home saying, I could do this with my hands tied behind my back, no, you can't. This takes a lot of technical skill. Can I get more? There it is. Let's go. They should be landing now.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. New 5 gum.
Oh, wait a second. I'm a Destiny 2 player. Hold up. You're probably wondering why I'm saying I'm a Destiny 2 player. Wait for it. Wait for it. You ain't ready. Why? Where's my ammo? I need more ammo. Yeah, that's how we do it in Destiny 2, bitches.
Without light. Allow me to reacquaint you. Do not look at me, creature. You are weak. There is nothing in this universe greater than you. You've merely forgotten the fear of death. Undisciplined, cowering behind walls. You're not brave. Annihilator of suns, raiser of 1,000 worlds, slayer of gods and conqueror of the light. I am.
Super. Do it. Got it. Good fucking comeback. There we go.
I did so bad.
Oh, I hit level 22.
This account actually can level up now.
man. That's
Let's
a
go.
buzzer beater right there. That's in the montage phase reel for sure.
They're hitting around our spawn, so I'm gonna go invisible snipe one. He's done.
Just the way the coach drew it up, huh?
I'm gonna let him plant, then ninja it. Got it. Alright, I got this. Done. Round over. They can't get to me quick enough.
That's fucking smart. Power hammer.
Never rise, simple head, down for the times. In the wake of dawn, our battles carving off our better days. But we are made to believe that this is all.
Relax, Guardian!
Got it.
So you think they're cool with us stealing their ship?
Hey Billy, did you hear that? Hey, what the hell's going on out here? What in the fuck? Hey, someone get Lester on the next tail. Someone's trying to steal the ship. Lester from Activision's refer a friend device alarm did not work. I repeat, it did not work. Son of a bitch.
4 a.m. it's time for the weekly resets. Nightfall's weeklies, raids, and other things. Gotta give me some of those legendary engrams. Then I'll turn them in. But I'll probably get but then I'll do a strike, or maybe 2 or 3. And then I'll start me up some daily PvP. Then I'll get up by skill-based matchmaking. One.
You're falling behind.
Yeah, go, go, go.
Wait, what?
Whoa, whoa!
A well-fought victory. Double down.
I'm gonna no-scope it.
Reserves. End this.
Here it comes.
Oh my god.
I mean, I've played it long, but
Relics are the key to our past. The more we recover, the stronger the city will become.
That ain't Falco.
Side. If they are on this stair corner, then I pop my shield and I get a super.
watch outside. I'm gonna run if they're here though.
They're inside.
And here it is. That's my super.
I'm coming
Let's
back.
use it.
Coming back. Yep, use it. ASAP, 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 ASAP. Where they have one.
This is gonna be 2,
Nice, let me get that orb.
3. Now get the last one.
Last guy's outside. He's heavy.
He's done.
Oh my god, you're the best.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Yo, this guy's
No!
Oh, dude, we're facing
I got him! Yeah!
Alright, Cam. Smoke Grotto. Alright, Tree, I need you to flash Rico.
I'm gonna flash Rico. Oh, I know this guy. He's always top frag.
First time we're ever facing Navi, but I think we can take the W here. Boy, we can't sprint. Look up.
Ramp smoked.
Oh.
I got him.
I knifed him.
I think him.
Yeah, two elbow.
Let's get the guy dark.
I got him with Eagle.
He's an AK. I'm ready to go. Gonna go to the shortcut.
Let me follow my,
One in the pistol. An upgrade.
Oh, they're setting up. They're setting up for it.
bang.
Yeah, that last clip was bringing a Celestial Nighthawk, which turns your golden gun into one single large shot that has a Firefly effect, in Trials of the Nine, where there was locked loadout, so you had to start the match with that Celestial Nighthawk on. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this trip through the time machine. Let me know in the comment section what your absolute favorite Destiny memory is. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for following me along this journey. You're the best.